Today, y'all, we are talking about menopause. All the good things, the bad things, but we're going to start off with what that means to you and what that means to us. Freedom, no more pads, no more.
I never knew when I was having a cycle, so I always really had to count that every 28 days. There were no symptoms, no cramps, no anything. 2 days on, completely done.
2 days?
I don't even know what that is because like my cousins would start fanning and oh my
How long
God.
we got the fan on
Right,
now?
I don't know what's going on. So I literally went to my doctor and said, I think something's not happening to my body. Like I'm
Like
really
something's
concerned.
wrong. This is Legra.
This is Stephanie.
This is Cherie.
And this is Ivania.
And this is Timeless and Unfiltered, where we are spilling the tea on midlife, one laugh at a time. Hey you guys, welcome to another episode of Timeless and Unfiltered. I am Legra.
I'm Stephanie.
I'm Cherie.
And Ivania. Today, y'all, we are talking about menopause. All the good things, the bad things, but we're going to start off with what that means to you and what that means to us. Freedom, no more pads, no more tampons, no more unexpected
We're
visits.
gonna talk about
So-
periods and pads. Okay, okay. But before we get started,
Please, guys, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share. We want everybody to enjoy these sessions.
yes.
We're
What we
spilling
talking
the
about?
tea on midlife.
Oh, one laugh
laugh
at a time.
We
I forgot
just
to.
talked about
Yes,
that.
we are. Yes, we are. Well, since we talk about midlife and you got us talking about our cycles and menopause, I guess what we're gonna talk about the good stuff.
Let's talk about the good stuff.
Okay, let's talk about the good stuff because it's
good
enough
and-
bad
it's good
stuff
and
going
bad.
on
It's
with
good
with,
and
with
bad.
menopause. So
And since we were talking about the good stuff, I know you told us to prepare and write, a letter to our period. I want to share something with the gang out here. Yeah, I have something to share.
oh, you done wrote
Yeah,
something? Okay, let's
I
see
done
what we
wrote
got.
something. And this looks so old and dated that I printed it out.
Instead of it on your phone.
Like, it could have been on my whole phone because I typed it on the computer and this print. I've been in work mode. I've been going crazy at work. So anyway,
Okay.
don't mind my big piece of paper.
Okay.
Okay, so I said, you were something that happened to me. A little late, I must say. You came with a gush and and I tried to pray you away. What the just happened and why is it so bad? I told my grandma and she stated, girl, let me go get you some pads. This is a part of life and what makes you great. You're the giver of life and there's much more at stake. We have birthed nations and created wars. These tooties, baby, are the givers and receivers of much, much more. Now I got tired of you and I was seriously over it. Went to the doctor and said, sir, please snip, snip. I don't want her no more. My childbearing years are done. And just like that, in 2020, my new journey begun. I parted ways with old girl and I must say I was feeling great. But there was one more thing around that corner, one more thing to negate. She reminded me of an old song and ooh, her ass couldn't wait. She waited patiently and quietly, grinding at the gates. Oh, I'm coming. And she wanted her applause. She walked into the room and the menopause.
The menopause.
Coming to a theater soon near you. Damn. That was last night when you said, girl, I'm a rapper. What
Come
I do.
on, right? Now we need you to perform it. Come on, and give it to.
Look, no, listen while you playing.
What is that?
Lil'
She got little Lou down there.
Lil' Lou,
Come on,
baby.
where Lil Lou at?
Lil' Lou, baby.
Come on. That was so good.
I like it.
So we're talking about periods and menopause, y'all.
Now, keep in mind, I sent the text out about 11 o'clock last
Yeah.
night, so you
I was
wrote
like,
that at 11 o'clock last
You
night.
did good. You good. Got
Come on,
skills.
see, the
got
talent,
bars.
the talent.
Bars, baby.
That was good though.
That was
Really good. Copyright that.
Really,
He
yeah.
said, round the corner was the menopause.
And for those who know where I'm going, y'all know where I'm going. 'Cause I tried to
Yes.
tell my boo thing. Like, what? I said, Jesus, never mind.
Menopause, baby. Menopause.
The men all pause, but this menopause.
Yes,
Gotcha.
we
I
got.
got
Oh,
you.
look,
Yeah,
we
we
got
got
it.
it.
We know. We know.
We got it.
We
Sorry,
got
sir,
it.
but we got it.
We got it. We got it.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Here we go.
I love red lipstick.
I love
but
red
baby,
lipstick. Yes, we do. Yes,
all
we
on
do.
our teeth.
Oh goodness. Well, shoot, girl, you got me with that menopause. Now I don't even know if I want to read my stuff later.
No, don't do that.
No, that was
so
good and
good.
relatable. That was very
Yeah.
relatable. Yeah.
Yes, you said your grandmama said, "Girl,
Let me go get some pads."
That's about all the encouragement or excitement
You
they
gonna
do. Like,
get,
girl,
let me go get you some. And I
dissipate.
started late in my teen years because my grandmother was taking me to the doctor like, why
something
she ain't
wrong with
started?
her?
Yeah, and it's because I was very active in sports and everything, so I just didn't. And I think the food was different back then.
Everything was different back then because these young girls are starting their
Started real
cycle
early,
so early.
9 and 10. I was like, those babies at schools with pads.
I
Can't
started mine
imagine
at
a baby
10.
carrying pads at 10.
I was 10 in 5th grade. I remember
See,
it like
that is
yesterday.
terrible.
5th grade.
Oh,
And
that's
I was not prepared.
terrible.
I'm telling you, I'm
So
so old.
I was not
baby.
prepared. I was 10 years
Yeah,
old. I remember the teacher had to give me something like wrap around my waist and
That's so scary.
yeah, 10 years old.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Gosh. And my daughters all started late too, thank Jesus. 'Cause I can't imagine babies in elementary school carrying pads.
Well, that's one of the good things about being in this stage of life is I don't have to carry no pads and tampons anymore. You know how many times you done carry pads and tampons and they fall out your purse
And you be like,
or something at the wrong time?
Or you had the backups. You had sit in the car,
Yes.
sit at the desk, sit in your purse.
everywhere.
Like
pads
I
everywhere.
don't have to worry about that stuff no more.
But I went and had an ablation in 2020. So that's why I said when I went to the doctor, I was like,
Now
yeah,
tell us that.
I don't need this anymore. And I learned about ablation probably like in 2013. I was used to do software implementations, and I went to a center down in, I think they were in Columbus, Georgia, and all the women that worked at the utility company were like, oh, we got ablation. And I was like, what is ablation? They was like, it's like you have your 2D laser to where you don't bleed anymore, but they say we still have symptoms of a period, so they call it a phantom period. And I was like, well, how you do that? The one girl said, I just told my doctor I was cramping real bad, and the doctor did it for her. So I think once I got into my 40s, my period started being more erratic, and I'm grown having accidents, and I'm like, oh no, because I couldn't count
it's
on
irregular.
it. Yeah, and it was
You
I
don't know
guess
when it's
going through
coming.
perimenopause, and I was like, yeah, I don't like that. So I told him, I said, oh man, I'm cramping real bad. I ain't never had no cramps. I've never been a cramper, and I was like, yeah, I just think I need to get rid of it, right? And he was like, yeah, we can take care of it, and I was like. So it was like a in and out procedure. Yeah. It was nothing crazy. And
Painful?
I had that. No, I didn't feel anything.
Right.
No, you out and they.
Yeah. Look, I had mine last year.
See.
Oh, did you? You had an
It's
ablation.
the best thing I ever did.
The best.
Best thing. I have no pain,
No
like no
periods.
worries, no like I can
Mine
go any
just
trip I
stopped on
want.
its
I could
own.
So you had you used to cramp?
no.
No.
I just told him, I said, I'm like, because I already had my tubes tied. So I'm like, but I'm still getting a period. I'm like,
what's
there's
the
no
purpose?
need for me to have a period. Like,
Yeah.
And so she's like, well, we have this thing called ablation. And I'm
Sign
like,
me up.
the next week,
Love it.
love it.
See, I used to try to get my doctor. Well, maybe because I was telling her take it all.
Oh, she's like,
Can you just get all the plumbing out? I don't need it no more. I'm finished. And she always said she would never take it. She was
That's
like, if there's
major.
nothing wrong with
But
it,
just leave it
She said,
alone.
don't mess with it if there's nothing wrong with it. But I never thought of the ablation. But mine stopped on its own. But it was. Well, first I thought you don't have it. And you're like, okay, now where
Yeah.
have I had sex recently or whatever? Because first thing you
what's
think of
going
is you're
on?
pregnant.
Yeah.
Because your cycle is late. So I thought I didn't think I was pregnant. I was like, wait, you ain't had none, girl.
Who you fooling?
Who you
girl?
fooling? You ain't married.
Virgin
This
Mary.
ain't- You ain't the Virgin Mary. You ain't the Virgin Mary. You ain't even had none. What is going on with your cycle? And I just went to the doctor and they draw blood to see what stage you're in. It's like, and the funny thing was they told me I was post-menopausal.
Oh, dog.
Like I had already been through menopause. I was like, really? But I hadn't started having all the symptoms and everything yet. I didn't start having symptoms maybe about a year before I was diagnosed with cancer. But yeah, mine just stopped. 1 minute it was there, and then it wasn't there, and then you might have one the next month, 3 months later, and stuff, and then it was just gone. But I don't miss those period panties.
Oh, God.
Y'all know the period panties.
Yeah.
I don't miss them
Rainy
period
draws.
panties.
Yeah. Or
You're not messing up those nice panties.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
We
Men don't know what that
we
is.
have a couple gentlemen over here. Like the boy's acting like he's
Like,
so
oh
into
my
his phone
God.
right now.
He's like, I
Mo
don't
over
wanna
here, I can see his eyes
Right.
going all over the place. See, y'all, these are the things that the men didn't have to deal with.
Yes.
See, y'all got to see the cute draws.
Yeah.
But we got them big granny panties.
That hold them
Granny
pants.
panties.
With bleach stains on them because you
Jesus,
bleaching
yeah.
them. And I only wear
Yeah,
black
wash them out in the
underwear.
shower.
Yeah.
I only wear black underwear, but I always bleach them anyway. So they got all the bleach stains, all them and everything. We got them ugly drawers. Y'all got them raggedy
Oh, I
drawers
got
too.
tired of that.
You know you got them raggedy comfortable drawers. We have raggedy drawers that you only wore when you were on your cycle.
Yep.
So y'all got them old cute lacy panties and stuff where y'all got to see them. We got period panties, and that's what we call them.
Well, they would see it when you're in a relationship and you're with that person day in and day out. You would see that, but
Every once in a while.
yeah, every once in a while. Shit, whoever I was with saw it. Listen, we together. We in this house
This is what
together. You
happened.
just go, yeah, this is what you gonna see.
That's what you're gonna get.
Well, how do y'all feel about those? Not that we have to worry about it. Those new panties now, like you just
What's
bleed into
new
the
panties?
Oh, the period panties now. You bleed into the
Yeah,
panties, like
I-
you just. Yeah, you haven't heard of those?
Well, first of all, I ain't had a cycle in a minute,
But
so
I've seen commercials about it. I was like, I don't sound right. But yeah, you just keep the same. You don't use a pad or anything. The panties
disposable
is.
panties, yeah.
No, they,
they're like
I've always been a
pads.
tampon
No,
girl.
I think they
don't
like
want nothing
keep
in my
them and they
drawers.
wash
Or to touch my skin.
Yeah.
Oh, now I
It's
never
some-
heard that.
I haven't
I don't
used
want
them,
anything
know.
to touch
But
my skin, so
that's
yeah.
what I'm like.
I'm a
but-
tampon girl. I was always a tampon girl. I don't want nothing touching me.
Yeah.
But no,
And then I played sports,
Yeah.
especially once I started. When you in college, and it's funny because if athletes, I'm sure you can all understand. I'm sure we always did period checks, and women start syncing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Me and my
I don't know
daughters.
why you start
we
syncing
sync
up. So the
up,
whole
man.
basketball team is on their period
Oh,
Yeah.
at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
We don't
It's
know
so
how
weird.
that happens.
I think it's the
You start
moon or
syncing up.
something.
It's something.
And
It's
you got
crazy.
home games and away games. And your home games, you wore the light colors, like if you had white
White,
and all that
yeah.
kind of stuff. So we always, everybody do like, everybody period check.
With, like, what's
So you
up?
always checking your friends because
Yeah,
somebody had
man.
to check you because you're
Gosh.
running up and down the basketball court. So you need to do a check, do a check.
And I don't miss that where you put your pad on. You be like, can you see my pad, girl?
Yeah,
and then you have your friend.
But back then,
look
you had
like,
a big lumpy pad.
Yeah, like, can you see it?
Looked
No,
like
girl,
you was,
got
looked
it.
like you had
Yeah.
that big
You good,
block in the
girl.
back of your butt.
Like a baby pamper.
Yeah.
God, it was just.
Oh, I hated
gosh,
that.
It was terrible.
Yeah. So
Thank God
yeah.
for tampons.
But I do like not having to schedule sex
Ooh.
around
Yeah.
periods.
Well, I ain't getting none right now,
Well,
but
I
I'm,
mean,
I'm
it
gonna
was
be back in the game.
it was a thing.
She's back.
Yeah.
She's back.
She back.
She's back. Me and Meg Thee Stallion gonna have a hot girl summer together.
She's
She's
back.
back.
No more running the red lights.
Remember when I
Right.
said the crib is gone and the playpen is there?
Oh, yeah, I
yeah.
love
That's
that.
what I meant.
love
You don't
that.
have to
Wow.
worry about that
Yeah,
anymore.
the
It's just
crew
like,
that playpen
hey.
favorite.
Because you had to schedule
Yeah.
sex around your period. And I'm sure being in a relationship, you got, hey boo,
Not this
I'm
week, baby.
sorry, I'm on my period. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't coming over now?
You're right.
right. All right. You just using me for
You laughing too hard, Mo.
Like,
us know,
yeah.
Yeah, that
So
was-
there's some good things about it. I used to cramp really bad as a younger adult, like when it very first started. And I think that's just your body going through whatever hormonal changes and all that kind of stuff. But because I was an athlete and stuff, well, I can't even say that. Maybe it was just me, because some of our other athletes would have really bad cramps, but I was so active and stuff. Hell, I ain't had time to cramp. We got to.
Said that was
Your coaches and stuff didn't care nothing about that. It was the game time,
on, get out
practice
there.
time.
I was
They
blessed
didn't.
not to
You
be a
couldn't go at
cramper.
home and say,
I didn't
was,
have
but when I
cramps
did,
like that.
somebody told me if I do like sit-ups for some reason, it would stop, and it actually worked. Yeah, 'cause
Why
if you're
you
moving,
cramping? Sit
yeah,
up. Ooh, Jesus.
yeah, I actually did it, but I never had them like really, really bad. But when I did, I would do sit-ups.
Don't be damned.
yeah, I don't think I ain't never heard go do some stuff.
I don't know who
That
told
seemed
me,
like
but
it would
look, I
make
did.
it worse. Like,
Because you're exercising that muscle. The muscle's like so tense and doing. But if you're moving it, then you're kind of. I don't know. I'm making it.
look, I'm like, what
That
do you
worked
think?
for you.
It worked for me.
It worked. It worked for you.
Some women go to the gym.
See,
When they on it.
Yeah. Would you say some women go to the gym?
Gym when they're here, they say it helps.
Wow.
I don't know. Well, I was so busy. Like I said, I was playing sports a lot, so I don't know. And then even after I finished in college, when I got married, we still played sports almost every day, every other day, or whatever it was, because we played a lot of co-ed stuff. We played co-ed basketball, volleyball, softball. So we played sports all the time, all the time. And then I think after that, like even in my 30s, I don't know. In my 30s, my 30s was a little fun. Doing,
dirty
talent. I don't even remember everything I was doing.
Right.
Like when you can't say it all out loud.
The
My
episode.
30s and stuff. And then I don't know. I think I think I started menopause early in my 40s because it is starting early for some.
A lot.
I see a lot of people, young girls like in their 30s talking
A
about
lot.
So you know,
that they're
menopause
in-
is technically only 1 day. Menopause is scientifically only 1 day.
And what happens on that
Everything
day?
after is postmenopause.
Postmenopause.
So what? Okay, so
What
what's
happens on that day?
perimenopause?
You
'Cause
getting ready to transition into that 1 full day of menopause, and then you go and you transition into
So what happens on the
postmenopause.
one
So what's
day?
on the 1 day?
Who knows?
Oh, well, girl, don't bring it up if you can't tonight.
I don't know, but
now
if you Google it, it's literally only 1 day that you actually
I missed it.
transition.
Like,
I know, right?
I literally
Yeah, 'cause
missed
you
it.
said
Like,
you never-
literally, I never knew when I was having a cycle. So I always really had to count that every 28 days. There were no symptoms, no cramps, no anything. 2 days on, completely done.
2 days?
2 days.
God
I had
bless
no
you.
idea that I was, like, for me, honestly, going through menopause is, I don't even know what that is because, like, my cousins would start fanning and, oh my
How long
God.
you got the fan on
Right,
now?
I don't know what's going on. So I literally went to my doctor and said, I think something's not happening to my body. Like, I'm
like
really
something's
concerned.
wrong.
And she drew the blood work and said, you're done. I'm like, and I literally woke up one day and just never had another cycle. But like, I never had a night sweat. I never had a
my
hot flash.
Mood swings, anything like
You
that?
are so. Now,
Honestly,
I never had the mood swings.
yeah, I
though.
never had anything. Like, and I didn't have, now my daughters, bless their hearts, they be crawling on the ground with cramps. I never.
I
We
still get
hate
the
you.
mood
You
swings
said
even
2
with the
days.
ablation.
Girl, I used to
You
bleed
get
for a
those-
whole week straight, and then sometime it'll run it back. Like
No,
so,
really?
I could bleed for 7 days straight, and not
Oh,
like
that's a long
And then I could bleed for a whole week. You might be off 2-3 days, and then that sucker would run back.
Oh, no,
because
ma'am.
my cycles were really irregular. But that's
Right.
one reason why I was put on the birth control pill at an early age, because
To
the birth
regulate
control
it.
pill
Yeah.
regulates
You
your
know
when
period.
you're hormones.
Because I was so irregular, I was getting them all the time. So, honey, when it was like it was stopping, I was like, wait,
Are you sure?
I ain't gonna do this no more? Yeah, I probably bled. I should be dead now. I need a blood infusion
yeah,
as much
like,
blood as I've
dog.
probably lost. I need an
That's
infusion.
a lot.
I still have a big box of tampons I got from Costco. I don't
You
know
ain't
what
gonna
to do
never
with
be able to
them.
use them.
I can't take them to Goodwill.
Your daughters?
She's on birth control, so she stops her. So she didn't have a period. She takes the birth control. So
They have
everybody
birth
needs-
control that you ain't got to have a
If
period.
you take
Yeah.
the real pill, like
I
you
had
never
Depo.
take the placenta.
Yeah.
You just take the real pill all the time.
And when I was on the Depo
yeah.
shot, I didn't have a period for years.
Look, I'm sitting. My
loved
mouth
it.
is sitting there open,
I
like
loved
I
it.
think I
control
got
it.
ripped off somewhere or
Yeah,
something. Because
I-
I
No,
was
it is
in the
true.
struggle.
Like if you were going on vacation, you just take the real pill during your vacation, so you won't have a period.
Ain't that something?
I was in the struggle.
But think about that. Going on vacation, you got to plan
And
when you
yeah, but you got to plan that, and especially as much as I travel right now, honey.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't go
Don't
swimming.
want to
Like
worry
tic-
about
like
you
Tic
can't get
Tacs.
in the pool
It's
or
a lot.
the ocean.
It was a
scared
lot.
you.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was-
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
okay.
The
Wait,
sharks
what'd
are-
you say?
If you were in the ocean swimming, like you
with the
couldn't go in the
period, 'cause
ocean
the
if you're on your
sharks will come
period
eat you.
because they can like a little drop
sharks
of
can
blood.
smell your blood.
Sharks can smell blood.
Suppose you had on tampons though, even the tampons.
They smell it, baby, and they
the
down
water.
there hovering.
they gonna come get you.
I don't know what we're going to do. Now, is that something scientifically that you know?
No, I think it's some bullshit. I think it's just a myth. I don't think
but I
sharks
heard that
don't
too,
eat.
though.
I do.
Oh,
We was out there, don't go in the
There's going to be
ocean.
some doctor on here listening to us.
yeah, it'd be like,
right
right
here.
sitting there giving all this false information, giving all this false
Go in the pool,
information.
don't go in the ocean.
This was a black mama narrative.
Oh
What we
my
were told.
God.
Yeah, I heard that.
But I think too the good thing too about not having psychologically, because a lot of women go through this thing about, oh my God, it's the official sign that you're old. It's the official sign, of not being able to have more children. I was so happy about that because I wouldn't have no more, no way.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get the doctors to do like snip, cut, something. It's like, no, there's nothing wrong with your plumbing, Miss Colin.
I'm gonna keep that.
We're not gonna go and just do a surgery. I'm like, well, cut that off,
Yeah.
or whatever. But a lot of women go through this psychological thing of when
it's
their periods
real.
start. But for me, it was confidence.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't depression
I
or?
wasn't either.
Yeah, but
Well, because I think because I made the choice. It didn't
Yeah.
happen
Yeah.
to me. I
Yeah.
chose to do it. So I think that
Yeah.
probably changes
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I think if I was going through it like naturally, I probably would feel a little, oh my God. Like,
You would feel sad?
a little.
Man,
like,
fuck that.
I mean, I don't want any, not that I want kids or anything, but just the fact that it's happening because that's the next stage of life. Like, oh.
Because we're kind of taught that once you hit menopause, you're
Nothing or
going to
something.
the end
Yeah,
of your
man,
life.
please.
Like that's the other side. And so for a lot of women, you know, when you think about it, we're young, we're agile, we're doing things. When you get to that point, it's just like, you know. So I
powder
just
days.
imagine
Yeah, I
that's
never looked
hard.
at it like that. I was
Well,
just
you know,
happy.
Yeah, I was just happy. I was happy that, you know, of course, not having cycles anymore, not having to worry about getting pregnant. See, y'all,
Them
y'all,
scares.
Yeah.
Them scares. Ooh, baby, them scares.
You don't have pregnancy scares.
Oh,
You know what's so
Lord.
funny is I was always so careful. I never really had pregnancy scares. I was always careful. I was always too fearful of, and this is no knock against anyone that had to do what they had to do. I've watched, or I had to take people to the clinic too many times that I never wanted to be in that seat.
Situation.
In that seat. Now, the first time I took someone to the clinic, that was when the protesters would.
Be
that's
outside.
how long ago that was.
Yeah,
When the
they was
protesters would be
all-
outside.
you had to drive
and
past
you had
them.
to get past them, and they banging on
that'd
your
be
car and
terrible,
calling you
yo.
all kind of
Oh,
killers
my gosh.
and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, it ain't me.
Oh my God.
They ain't threw your friend all under the foot.
It's the driver. But yeah, they were aggressive and all that kind of stuff. And even though they weren't allowed to come on the premises, they would be at the gate. So you had to get past them, you know, drive past them and all that kind of stuff. And I think I just never wanted to be in that position. So I was always very careful. Very careful. And then because, especially once I started being on the pill, it was like clockwork. So if it was late, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give her a day. I'm gonna give her a day and she need to show up. But I always never wanted to have that pregnancy scare. But that's another thing is you can have all the sex you want. I ain't gotta worry about being pregnant. And of course, we got diseases. We're not taking away the diseases now. We're not taking away the diseases.
We
But
have all
that
the sex
pregnancy
you want.
scare.
Yes.
But that pregnancy scare is something else. Well, you started off with your little rap and everything.
It's a
with
poem.
the did y'all write anything or y'all have anything prepared for y'all cycle? I did throw this at y'all in the wee hours of the night last night.
I have a little obituary.
Oh,
Okay.
she done wrote an obituary.
Lord. Goodbye,
Okay,
period.
well, let's see what we
Oh
got.
my gosh.
Let's see what we got.
This is my Aunt Flo obituary.
Okay, Aunt Flo.
Come on, Aunt Flo.
That was her name. That was her name,
Come on,
too.
Flo.
Okay. With a mix of relief, mild annoyance, and a few celebratory chocolates, we announce the departure of our dear Aunt Flo. For decades, she visited us like clockwork, arriving uninvited, demanding attention, and occasionally making a dramatic entrance with cramps, mood swings, and an insatiable craving for all things chocolate. And sometimes sweet and salty stuff too. Aunt Flo's visits were never short of dramatic. She was a bit like that guest who shows up at the worst possible time, stays for several days, and uses up all the hot water. She was the queen of unpredictability, sometimes early, sometimes fashionably late, and always prepared to throw a surprise curveball, like appearing during a long-awaited vacation.
Yes.
Now, as we honor our dearly departed Aunt Flo, we celebrate her ability to teach us important life lessons: perseverance, a surprising level of patience, and the necessity of carrying an emergency tampon and stash of painkillers at all times. Rest in peace, Aunt Flo. We may not miss your timing, but we'll always remember the chaos, the humor, and the many, many trips to the store. Rest easy, old girl. Rest easy.
Rest easy. Rest easy. I like that. Rest easy.
That
lady.
is really
Rest easy.
Yeah.
You know, that reminded me of at work, how we were saying you had to have pads stashed everywhere in your car. And at work, in my little drawer, I had a little jazzy, like little pouch that I stabbed, you know, and so I like, and I have to grab and
And try to hide it.
yeah, and walk through the office. And I was like, oh, this is just so terrible.
Girl, I used to get the tampon put in my bra.
Right.
Think of that. It's like we have to be so discreet. And they don't sell, you remember they used to sell up the pads and tampons in the bathroom,
yeah,
in the
yeah.
public
And
bathroom.
water.
But sometimes even in corporate situations, they would have them in the bathrooms, but I guess they just got tired of stocking them. But
What about going to the grocery store and buying them? You got this big box.
yeah,
And the guy behind you is like,
looking and like, yeah,
Just go
shut
ahead and
up,
drink.
sir. That's how you got here. You wouldn't
You
have got
better
here
be
without
happy
us.
I'm wearing them.
Thank you.
You better be happy I'm wearing them. You know, this also brings me to a story. Hygiene and your period.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
But some people you can smell in there.
Yeah.
Okay, and God forgive me, and I pray this young lady is not watching, but it is a true story. I used to take, I don't want to go into a whole lot of detail, but I had a friend who she had an older parent, and you know, first of all, we were born in what, 70s, 60s, 70s. So for her to have an older parent, her parent was probably maybe what, 40s or not even 40s. Yeah, 40s, 30s. So times were different then than even they were for our time. So she was raised, and she's my age, she was raised not to get into water.
Yep, I've heard that before.
At all?
You don't get into water when you're on your cycle, because
I've heard
that's what
that.
they believed.
Wait a minute.
The generation before us, you do not submerge yourself in water. So we would take classes. We would take this class after work that involved us dancing and sweating and stuff. And there would be this smell that would come up in the room that I would smell. And I remember coming out of class all the time and be like, God, dog, who is that? Because it's, you know, it's a room full of women. You don't know who it is or whatever. And one time, we went to class together, and she needed a ride to her car, and so she got in my car, and it hit me, and I was like, oh my God, it's my friend.
I'm so sorry. Cause I'm stuck on the not getting in
You
water.
don't
So you're
don't
saying
shower.
wait a minute.
You don't shower.
No, I've heard
You
that.
don't.
You just scrub at the sink.
Yeah, you
But
don't.
why are you doing this
But
stuff?
no, but why you why are you doing this?
No, cause y'all know that's how we do. We put that so we.
No, I don't know. I've never. My mother
You
never.
ain't never took the little sink bath.
My mother has never in our life allowed us to wash up. Have you ever washed up? Never, because I passed that on to my son. My mother said as long as it took for you to run that water, get everything prepared to wash at the sink, you could have been in and out the bathtub or the shower.
If you
by
was
now.
young and you at a dude's house and y'all do it real quick, you be like, oh, I gotta go home.
No, I usually
You
would
taking
jump in,
showers
I
at
usually
they
would
house?
jump in the shower.
That they parents' house. I'm talking about
First of all, I wasn't boning in their parents' house, Stephanie. Nasty little hot ass. I wasn't
You
doing
ain't
all
live
of that,
until you stuck in
Stephanie.
somebody's house.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing all of that, Stephanie.
We had to do them little.
little wash off.
Well, yeah, I mean,
take a shower when you get home.
Of course, I'm not gonna lie and say I've never had the washcloth, because we all
Yeah,
had
the
the
wash from the
washcloth
sink,
moment.
and you just hurry up now.
The temporary until you get to the shower.
Till you get to a shower.
Well, if I'm staying at his house, I can shower.
No, we were.
you might be in the
Well, first of all, y'all were hot asses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Had
Y'all were a
babies
little more
early.
hot
Had
than I
babies
was.
early. Jesus. But at least I wanted to wash them, smell fresh.
For what? Because I was
To
leaving.
go home to take a bath.
Walk of shame.
Walk of shame. That's hilarious.
Don't make me forget my story.
Sorry, the girl didn't wash her ass,
Well,
basically.
No,
what you was saying.
but that's
And
what you
smelled her
were
in the car.
taught.
I ain't
That's
never
what you
heard
were
that.
taught.
Heard
But
that.
that's the
I don't know why
that
that's
was
the
the
thing.
generation before us. You've
Never.
heard it, right?
I
But
have.
why?
do
Why can't you get in water?
It's just it was like one of them old wives' tales. That's all.
I never
But her
heard
mother
that.
taught her that. So I remember going home and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, it was my friend. It's my friend. And my mother said, if that's your friend, then you will tell her. So I had to tell her.
Do you think she didn't know?
Well,
think some
no.
people-
When I approached her and we had the conversation, because we were friends, and of course there's a way to tell people with love.
Not discernment, tact.
Right, with love.
Diplomacy.
You know, that there was something going on, and I noticed, you know, that it was you. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm on my period. And I was like, and I didn't understand. So I was like, okay, so what does that mean? So what does that mean? And then that's when she said, well, you know, you don't get in the water. You don't. And I was confused because I had never heard it before. You don't get in water. And I was like, girl, if you don't get you a vinegar bath. So I introduced her to a vinegar bath. And, I was like, ugh. And she thanked me for it because we were friends. She thanked me for it. But that's how she was raised.
Man, I'm about to
I've
look that
never
up.
heard
It
that.
must be something
Google
religious
while you're
or
sitting
something.
here. I don't know.
Look,
It's
I'm
just an
serious.
old wives' tale.
And I want to know where it came from.
That you
Like,
do.
And I wonder if it's like cultural.
And that's what I'm like, I'm gonna have to research that.
This is an African American black woman.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
that's all. Was it something
I wonder if,
religious or it's just
people did that.
If
I don't
someone
know.
please comment. If someone please tell me the origination of that wives' tale,
that you
because
don't get in
I am
water.
so confused.
But the hygiene. And then I've had another incident where, first of all, you already know, when we go to events and stuff, the women's line is always so long.
Oh, yeah.
And this was back in my clubbing days. I used to love to party, everybody cute. And I hate to say it, it was always that real cute one that it seemed like all the dudes wanted, that you would come behind them in the bathroom. I don't like to stand in lines. And unless I seriously have to go,
Yeah.
I will hold it because I don't like to smell everybody before me. Everybody's hygiene ain't the same.
So unfortunate.
Everybody's hygiene ain't the same.
Everybody don't do it when they're in there. They don't dispose of things like they're supposed to.
I've
There's
gone into
nasty
the bathroom. I've gone into the bathroom and had to pee and walked right back out, just
Yeah, if you smell the
because
smell,
I didn't want the
you're like,
person behind me
to think that was
think
yours
that
too.
smell
And I have
was
to say,
me.
like, that ain't me.
I've done that.
I've done that.
I've done that. Like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just
I ain't gonna be
wait.
able to do this.
I'm gonna hold out until everybody gone. I come while the show is happening and stuff. I'm just gonna miss something because you always think it's the person that just walked right out the bathroom, but
Yeah.
all the mixtures of smells and everything. So I don't miss the because I was always so paranoid about my hygiene,
smells,
especially during my cycle,
Yeah.
to make sure that everything was right. And then then I've had another incident where it was a young lady that it was only her. It was an office, and she went to the restroom, and then I came behind her, and I was like, "What's something's going on?" Oh yeah, I'm on my period. No, sweetheart, that's called an
BV.
infection.
Oh God.
It's BV.
Like that's not
Because your
normal,
period
baby.
should not smell like that,
yeah.
right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So one of the things I love about menopause is not having to worry about the period, the hygiene of a period,
Yeah.
and all that stuff too. Because again, everybody's hygiene is not the same, and we were not all taught the same.
But apparently not.
And I think everybody's pH balance. I know
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah,
pH
your
balance
pH
is
ba-
the
but-
same. Because
but-
there might be certain pads that'll affect your pH. I think they started having scented pads, and so everybody
Oh,
can't
yeah,
wear scented
scented tore
pads.
you up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never
so
wore scented stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to smell perfume mixed with everything else. But that's just like my
I didn't want no
deodorant.
smells to come out.
Yeah,
so
I don't want
scented.
nothing. Yeah, I don't want any of that. Any of that. But Sharice, did you have something prepared for your?
Well, yeah, I don't have anything prepared. You're not a planner, so you
I
know by the
know,
time you
I
set that
know,
thing up.
I know.
But what I could say
Yes.
about just that part is that I thank you for allowing me to give life to my three
Yes.
beautiful daughters.
Yes.
We birth nations.
Look, you don't even need to write nothing. That's
Yeah.
enough.
But bitch, bye. Because I just didn't like any of it. And even though it was 2 days, it's everything we just said, just the planning and, I bought this cute white swimsuit. Okay, well,
wear
she came and, damn, this is my vacation day. I didn't know about taking those pills, but you know what I
They
mean?
might not even have had that when
You know,
we
that's
were.
true. So, it's just like, I'm going on vacation. And then, if you're taking off with your boo thing, you got to kind of, the whole
Sorry, baby,
thing
we
is
can't-
changed.
that'd be the worst.
And think about all of the women that you got your anniversary or they getting married. You can't change it. You don't know that far in advance when you're planning. So, you know what?
Bye.
I don't miss it at all. It wasn't painful. I didn't go through a lot, but I don't miss it. But I'm grateful for what it allowed to happen in my life.
The babies.
Big
babies.
baby.
Now
They brought everybody.
Them
in.
girls,
Word.
something else. Them feisty girls. Now I didn't have no moments when I'd be like, Jesus.
Yes. Okay, well, let me read mine real quick, and we're going to wrap this up. Look, we done sat here and had a whole conversation about our periods. Okay, dear period. Girl, we done. For real this time.
For real? Yeah.
You've been showing up uninvited for years, and I finally had enough. I don't know who told you we was in a lifelong situationship, but baby, I'm free now.
Yes.
First of all, I can finally wear white without feeling like I'm playing Russian roulette. No more side-eye in my pants all day. No more emergency jacket wraparounds. I'm strutting in my white with confidence now, period, not included.
The wraparound.
And let's talk about the way you used to block my blessings, specifically in the bedroom.
Like, ah.
Every time I was trying to get some, here you come with your drama. You was the biggest cock blocker in my life.
Yes, the biggest.
And I'm not going to lie, I resented you for it.
Yes.
Oh, and I'm so glad I don't have to carry them raggedy tampons in my purse no more. You ever had one of those things fall out in front of a fine man at the checkout line? That's why when you said that, I started laughing. Embarrassing. So now my purse is classy and tampon free. Just like classy like me. And don't even get me started on them busted period panties. You know the ones, faded, stretched out, looking like they've been through a war. Girl, I threw them in the trash with you.
Yep.
I'm back in my sexy, high-cut, lacy drawers. Living my best life. Cheeks sitting real pretty. So yeah, it's been real. It's been real toxic. I wish you well, but I'm good and I'm over it. Me and my hormones are still trying to figure out some things, but at least you're gone. So there's no love lost. This is from a grown ass, fine ass, free ass woman.
Yes. Good job. Good job.
Y'all know y'all crazy. Thank y'all for joining me on this one.
I think she said, y'all know y'all crazy.
Like, what?
Because your stuff was just as crazy and funny as mine. It was funny as mine, but you know, thank you for the period for the daughters.
The children.
Right, for the children.
Children
Thank you for the children, but other than that,
Bye, bitch.
Yeah.
bye, bitch.
Yeah.
This is Legra with Timeless and Unfiltered.
This is Stephanie.
This is Sharice.
And this is Ivania.
We are spilling the tea on midlife,
One laugh at a time. Bye.